my God! Corn! I didn't have corn for dinner! Oh, this is awful! Oh, 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 yuck!
Rockstar Games are best known for the GTA series, that's just a fact. Playing as some sort of criminal and normally fighting your way through a bunch of bigger fish to come out as top dog. These games are known for their freeform nature, having a wide open sandbox between missions, with those missions scaffolding the game through normally a well crafted story. What if I told you Rockstar Vancouver took this formula and put you in the shoes of a juvenile delinquent? One Jimmy Hopkins, involuntarily enrolled at Bullworth Academy boarding school, with a story of conquering each clique in there, the jocks, the nerds, the preps, until you are the top dog and the school has peace. Bully tells the story of how Jimmy climbs the social ladder by uniting factions, only to repeat the same hierarchy he set out to destroy. This game was my first 360 title, I managed to miss it on the PS2, so let's hop right in and explore this game, though fair warning, the story does go all over the place. Expect spoilers.
Back up! Where's Russell? Where's your buddy Edgar?
This music takes me back. Welcome to Bullworth. We're Jimmy Hopkins, expelled from 7 schools, dumped at a boarding academy, while his mum disappears on another honeymoon. We've been sent to Bullworth Academy, seemingly against our will on the recommendations of Jimmy's new stepdad. Now instantly, the principal's secretary spawns in and gives us the warm welcome, and already you can tell how much love the staff have for their students.
Welcome to Bullworth Academy. I'm sure you'll be very happy here. Very happy indeed. Anyway, I can't spend my life waiting around for naughty little boys. I've got a man to make happy.
See, Jimmy isn't just the average student, and the principal is determined to put us on the straight and narrow. It's his calling after all.
Graffiti, bad language, violent conduct, disrespecting staff. Oh, I'm scared of you, Hopkins.
As we're in such a prestigious institution, we need to go and get our uniform on. Though we'll soon learn here the school is full of bullies, with us being accosted on our way to the dorm, then nearly demolished by Magilla Gorilla here.
You're dead, new kid, dead. Hey, you, break it up.
Things aren't all bad. When we eventually get into the dorm, we make our first friend, Gary.
Hey, you're the new kid.
Yeah? What's it to you?
Friendly, aren't you?
Give me a break, loser.
Hey, relax, friend. You're all pent up. Go easy or they put you on medication. They did to me. Boy, nearly sent me insane.
He's definitely not a sociopath and won't cause us any issues in the future. He even offers to give us the tour. See, Gary's real strength as a character is his whispering. He doesn't rule the school through fists, he rules through influence, and he's trying to play a bit of kingmaker with our new Jimmy. Our room is right by the door, and in it will be your base of operations. It's also the save point, and if you're playing on PC, you'll want to visit it after every single mission. It is really prone to crashing. Now we meet our second friend here.
Hey, how you doing? You must be the new kid. I'm Pete Kowalski.
I see you've met the dorm's mascot. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Femboy.
Pete is actually a pretty sound guy, but his voice gets overshadowed by some larger personalities. As with every Rockstar game, we have an open world to explore with missions dotted around to advance the story, though unlike the others, we're obviously set in a high school here. Gary gives us the tour of some of its intricacies. Prefects are constantly touring around, and if we do anything naughty, they'll try to bust us. They're basically the mall cops of the academy. The best thing to do is just hide. Even if you take one out with a full trouble meter, they can instantly bust you. Early missions are small fetch quests, playground politics, but they establish the hierarchy Jimmy's here to disrupt. Gary also introduces us to the cliques, the main factions will later overthrow. Each has their own little arcs, though we did miss out the generic bully faction led by Russell the Ape from earlier. Betwixt missions, we also have actual classes to attend, which boil down to various mini-games to get permanent unlocks. Chemistry gets you new weapons and the ability to break bad, English improves your social skills, so on and so forth. There's actually a lot of meat on the bone for a game so old, so if you just want to swan about and immerse yourself dispensing wedgies, this might be the game for you. Hell, even the NPCs talk to each other. It was a different time, a better time. Speaking of meaty bones, we go to speak to the principal who already tells us off for fighting. The local numbskulls think we're cozying it up to Sensei Crabblesnitch, and so we make them inhale their own teeth, like a true Ronin. Yes, with high school comes reinventing ourselves, and if I learnt anything from my own time, Wearing a trench coat and plastic katana should be enough to be the king of the school.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？
We acquire a slingshot, harass some homeless old men and the local footballers, and honestly this whole section is a bit of a tutorial. Light combat, escort missions, and another run-in with the homeless war veteran who teaches us combat moves. Act 1 concerns the bullies themselves, and things don't exactly pick up plot-wise until really the end of the chapter. But first we encounter Gary bullying Petey again, and he's a bit of a, how do you say, antisocial character.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Get out! Stop, Gary. Trying to watch this.
Ah, swim team.
Either way, one of the nerds comes in asking if we'll help his friend who's gone missing, and Gary sees an opportunity here.
We've got to take care of Russell and his boys. Then, after that, take care of all the other cliques. Soon, this school will be ours.
I don't want the school.
Yeah, well, I do, pal, and I intend to get it. Now go help that door.
And what are you gonna do?
I've got planning to do.
We run over and save Bucky by the auto shop while he's being attacked by a few of the white shirts. And something fun with this game is each one of our classmates has a unique name and model. It really helps to build that whole social structure. In theory, you could build up the whole yearbook, and it's fun to see that in this game. You start recognising people, and it helps the world building a hell of a ton. Turns out in rock, paper, scissors, the noble firecracker wins out, and with Bucky safe, we collect the most useful item in the game, a skateboard, which we're going to be going full Bam Margera on this thing before the game is out. Where was I? Right, Act 1 continues with its stage setting. Beatrice here having her diary stolen by a cheerleader while we're just conveniently skulking around the dorms. The nerds don't like the jocks, water is wet. We roll by on our skateboards, steal the diary back, and leave a nasty surprise for the cheerleader. I know this seems inconsequential, but let Jimmy cook. Diary back, Beatrice kissed, and crush collected, we turn in for the night. Well, we would have, only Beatrice immediately loses her diary again. This time Mr. Hattrick has stolen her diary, and we need to break into the teacher's lounge to get it. Why should we, you ask? Because Beatrice has constructed a yaoi of similar complexity and length to the Epic of Gilgamesh, and Jimmy is the star. This time we turn it in for real, and next day assist the leader of the nerds, Ernest, in his speech for class president. Really, the plot is in a sense of limbo here in chapter 1. We are neither the skater boy or the samurai fully, floating around as the new kid before the plot hooks us. We curry favour with the nerds with this shootout, and there's some funny lines with the whole get rid of PE, hire better teachers thing.
Physical education gone.
Halloween actually comes and goes as Gary has a rather interesting costume, again different time. We host a variety of pranks culminating in collecting some ripe dog mess and lighting a bag of it on fire in front of the teacher's lounge. Then, and only then, does the story actually start being a story. Gary's paranoia fully surfaces here. He stops playing strategist and becomes something far more dangerous. He's dead set on us taking over the school, well, him taking over it. This time, he has an actual mission for us where we scuttle around the bowels of the school with Gary, telling us there's a surprise at its gooey centre. The surprise, it seems, is betrayal. His sociopathy, his paranoia, telling him that Jimmy has it out for him.
This is where I stand up to you, my friend.
What are you talking about?
I know you hate me, Jimmy boy. I know you said all that stuff about me behind my back.
What are you talking about?
Don't play innocent with me. You want to run this school? I want to run this school. Only one of us is going to make it. And it's going to be me!
Remember the ape who runs the Bullies, the one we saw in one clip earlier? The one who nearly put us in the ICU? Well, Gary has been whispering in his ear like Grimar Wormtongue that we've been talking smack about his mom. As Russell only eats a precise diet of trenbolone sandwiches and human growth hormone, we can't really take him out conventionally, rather having to make him ball charge into the walls before we can land any hits. Eventually though, we rough him up enough to end the fight, and Gary really burns that bridge between him and Jimmy.
You happy now, jerk?
Ecstatic! I love to watch two morons beat the crap out of each other.
Why'd you do it, Gary? I thought we were friends.
Friends? You and me. I've taken dumps that had more brains than you, friend.
We've still got Petey though, and after having a beatdown, Russell, he's our friend, earning the respect of the white-shirted bullies and convincing him to stop bullying randoms. With Russell defeated, it's time for Jimmy to start actually climbing the social ladder.
With Russell pacified, I could be forgiven for thinking my troubles at Bullworth were over. But this place is a rotten onion. Peel off one stinking layer, and there's another even smellier one beneath.
Chapter 2 begins with the front gates of the school open. The preps invite us to their gym in town to engage in some boxing, and the principal gives us some instruction to go and help the lunch lady out. Turns out he's also been speaking to Gary, even if we haven't been anymore.
I never said that.
Well, I listen to things, Hopkins. You try and stay out of trouble.
The lunch lady is every stereotype and caricature boiled into one. We love her.
Nice.
Ah, shut up, kid. It adds flavor to it. You want to give it a go?
Sure.
She introduces us to Bullworth Town through using her bike to pick up a few errand bits. Meat, a razor, some laundry. The meat, of course, nearing its expiry date, but she doesn't really care. The town isn't much different to the school in the sense there's still people roaming around who will bust us if we do anything too naughty, and you can even get cops chasing you if you're especially naughty. The lunch lady will become more prominent when she has a date to go to. You also unlock the Hattrick vs Galloway saga, 2 teachers, where Mr. Galloway, the English teacher, has a bit of a monkey on his back, and Mr. Hattrick is a bit of a dick about it.
What kind of monster drinks in front of children?
Parent?
A disgraceful one, yes.
We help him hide his booze with the art teacher, who Jimmy has a bit of a crush on, and I suppose I should actually get back to the preps. Their challenge unlocks before their quests. See, the preps' initiation is a ritual combat, a boxing tournament that proves Jimmy can beat them at their own game. Jimmy has dynamite hands, and so we've not really got a problem there. To further infiltrate the preps, we shed our skin and reform it as an aquaberry sweater, dressing like them. The preps are your typical posh stereotype, all the negative connotations, inbreeding, more money than sense, and pretending to be above their station despite going to Bullworth.
Are you English? Well, no, I just speak this way because I'm very insecure. You see, my father is a self-made man, so I pretend to be old money, but in fact, I'm really nouveau riche.
Now they want to egg Hattrick's house after the old debacle with Galloway, and so we pick up a fresh dozen and head to Tad's house, though Gary has been whispering sweet nothings into Tad's ear, exiling us from that group with yet another betrayal. He rocks up and hits us with the most super effective move in peer pressure known to man.
Don't act dumb. You said his mom was also legally his aunt and that he probably had webbed toes.
I don't... Well, just only on one foot.
Tad, you're not gonna take that kind of crap from this scumbag, are you?
We have to actually fight our way out of Tad's yard, but again, no problems for Dynamite Hands. It seems Gary has turned the preps against us, and so we'll need to systematically dissolve and consume their whole faction like some sort of Zerg queen. And notice the pattern forming here. Jimmy doesn't really plan on reforming the preps. Instead, he'll be humiliating them and absorbing their loyalty, the same with the bullies we just beat. This starts with us learning the secret Korean war techniques from the homeless man behind the campus, and then we decide to go for the queen bee of the preps, spotting her outside the local movie theatre. We help her enter the local movie theatre and manage to score a date out of it. It's a fun distraction mission with us having to use non-violent means for once. Steal a bike, bribe Eunice the all-consuming with chocolate.
How are you? So, are you gonna get me something nice?
We also take Pinky, as she's known, to the local carnival and get her a stuffed bear where the audio bugged out in the most perfect way.
Thanks for a great date, Jimmy.
Our next important story mission, well, probably our first most important story mission, has us meeting Pete in the dorms, and really this mission could have carried on exactly after the egging mission. He highlights that we probably want to kill Gary, but he misses a time when he had actual friends, us and Gary. Everyone's at a bike race on the beach, and so we decide to follow him down there. Turns out this is just a race around the preps area of town, with just the preps in attendance. Strangely, we don't hear much from Petey, hell, he doesn't even take part, but we're able to grab a trophy for the race, which is surprisingly important. It is yet another public humiliation for the preps. While in town this late at night, we can find the gym teacher doing his best Kurt Angle impression.
I'm looking for naughty boys. I'm looking for naughty boys in the wrong parts of town.
He's been caught red-handed trying to buy some dirty magazines, and he's asked us for a favour. See, he's on laundry duty, but he forgot to hit the girls' dorm. That's right, folks, this is a
Panty raid.
Weirdly, the girls don't scream if they catch Jimmy in here, but the matron, whatever she is, will kick us out. Luckily, it doesn't end the mission, so we just keep swinging by like some panty-obsessed revenant. We pass over the lukewarm ball of undergarments in exchange for cash. Yucky. With that diversion done, let's go and grab our trophy from the bike shop owner. The preps run in as we're making friends with one of the greasers, Ricky, and they run off with our trophy. Likely caused by Gary poisoning the well again and telling them that we're there, so we and Ricky put the smackdown on them, unlocking some bike races which I'll never engage in as I am a pro skateboarder, and cementing our need to destroy the preps. We encounter Russell in the streets of Bullworth and he helps us break into Tad's house while we liberally apply eggs to every open window. Then we ask Pete his theory on how we deal with the preps.
So how do I do it, Pete?
Do what?
Beat those rich kids into submission.
Well, what have you tried so far?
Random violence, widespread destruction, gratuitous sadism.
No, that's not gonna work. They get all that kind of stuff at home. No, what you gotta do is you gotta beat one of them publicly. You gotta prove to them you're better than their best man. Why don't you box that dumb jerk Biff?
This results in a bit more of a punch-out where Biff doesn't realise he's gotten into the ring with a young Chuck Liddell, and then dealing with their leader Darby. We do it publicly in front of his pals as PC suggests, and they all fall in line. One more chapter complete, one more clique agreeing to not bully others, and a new section of the town unlocked. We are slowly expanding our sphere of influence. Now it's nearly Christmas and we throw some darts with Petey while one of the grease knockoffs tells us his boss needs a hand. Pete, the divine voice of wisdom, tells us to go get in with Johnny, and then we might get closer to beating up Gary.
Well, you know who Johnny Vincent is though, don't you?
No, and I don't care.
He's head of the greaser clique. Get friendly with him and he can help you get to Gary.
Yeah, maybe. Tell you something, Pete. This place blows.
Tell me about it.
I feel like I may skip over some side content here. The story as a whole has already gone through several different ups and downs and tangents. You are missing some goodies though. Preparing the lunch lady with a date in which she downs a bottle of perfume.
Oh, thanks! I needed that!
Meeting Billy Bob Thornton's bad Santa and attacking the locals. Even demolishing a prized plant in the prep dorm which really should have appeared in the last chapter. Note, for us to be king of the school, we'll need to get in with Johnny Vincent and the Greasers. Johnny's first mission is called Jealous Johnny.
I bet you think I'm funny, don't you? A laughingstock?
Not really. I mean, you dress a little weird, but...
Yeah, and everyone is laughing at me. All of you, at me!
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb with me. Have you had her?
Who are you talking about?
I bet you have. Have you had her?
What are you doing? Who?
Lola! That slut!
He's having a weird thing with his girlfriend Lola. He thinks she's cheating on her and he's suspecting that she's with Gord from the preps. He asks us to take some photos of her and Johnny's insecurity becomes Jimmy's leverage here. By feeding him proof, Jimmy escalates tensions between the two factions without ever taking responsibility for the fallout. He's just as chaotic as Gary, but he's more of a chaotic good in his own way. Jimmy's like 15, so I can't imagine these people are much older, and Johnny's using some pretty heavy language about his girlfriend Lola. Johnny is angry when we give him the pictures. Our next mission, Bait, has Johnny continuing to insult Lola. He wants us to get Gord to one of the abandoned factory buildings, and I thought this thing was going to go Goodfellas on the guy. We goad Gord and get him to chase us on our ridiculously fast skateboard into what appears to be a skate park. We're forced aboard 2 wheels instead of 4, with us having to take out the preps here while everyone is riding at Mach 10. It is in fact easier to abandon the bike and just slingshot everyone, the result of which is Johnny giving us some cash, us unlocking the ramps, and a new best friend, though Johnny is a little bit psychotic. We head to the library and Ernest, head nerd, tells us his concerns that Johnny thinks his friend Algie is trying to put the moves on the girl.
That guy's gone even crazier! He thinks Algie is trying to put the moves on his girl!
Algie and Lola?
I know! It's crazy! Everyone knows Algie likes blondes!
This leads us to finding one of the younger years, saving him from some greasers, and then riding out to find Lola with not just Algie, but another prep. Lola is written as being manipulative, playing a few different factions off each other, and she's just as chaotic as the insecurity of each of those factions. Both gents thought she liked them, and we all ride away with an almost on-rails turret section, with a prep riding and us shooting on the back. It is a fun little ride, even if the greasers are coming out of the walls like xenomorphs. We follow up with this greaser violence by spray painting their neck of the woods, then as we did for the preps, we strike at the queen of the clique. Lola forces Jimmy and Johnny to race for her affection, which we of course win and cement the idea that we're after Lola by planting a wet smackaroo on her. This again mirrors the 2 public humiliations we gave to the preps. It goes down like a lead balloon, as you can imagine. Lola is kicked out of the greaser tenements after her clique kicks her out. She asks us to gather the things she left behind, and it feels like a weird scene from Manhunt, us rolling through these tenements, spraying the greasers with bottle rockets, and then having the weirdest boss fight ever against a guy with a hammer.
What are you doing here?
Taking out the trash.
Looks like that's what I have to do. I just love wrecking things with my hammer.
That hammer will never come up ever again outside of this one section, where we smack a few walls down. Safe to say, things are reaching a boiling point now with the greasers after we seemingly on a dime turned on them. Lola wants us to fight for her. The preps and the greasers are going to be fighting together for Lola for whatever reason. As it's a winner-takes-all type of affair, we decide to join in ourselves. New Coventry, the greaser home place, is an absolute mess with the greasers and preps running around fighting each other. We smack the stuffing out of a few of them looking for Johnny, only for the man to spawn in behind us. He goes to start the beatdown, and then the cops come, with us having to ride off away to escape them. We end up in a junkyard with Johnny circling around to try and crack us with a baseball bat, but Petey of all people is here, and if we clear the way for him, he can get Johnny off his bike. Then we beat him down like every other faction leader.
I told you, I was the daddy. Got it? I'm in charge, you do what I say.
Alright, I give up. You can have her.
Who? What are you talking about, Johnny?
Lola, you win.
He thinks we were doing this all for Lola, but really we didn't want her. After cracking the greasers, that's another chapter down, and there's only 2 other cliques. Let's see what chapter 4 has in store.
I'm starting to feel pretty good about myself. I've just taken control of 2 of the school's worst cliques, but I know there are bigger problems just around the corner. Problems with overdeveloped pituitary glands and brains the size of peas.
Walking with Pete, Jimmy started to get a bit of an ego.
I'm not sure we can be friends anymore.
What?
I'm messing with you. Real funny, Jimmy. Well, when you're done with this place, a career on the stage awaits. Maybe like a male stripper or something, huh?
What?
Despite Petey's continued support, he's still a bit of a dick to him. The Jocks stick it on Petey, and we tell them to foxtrot Oscar, setting our sights on the next group to be taken down. Unfortunately, the Jocks are a much bigger fish to fry, literally, and the nerds refuse to give us a hand against their rivals. We abandon Petey and fight our way to the observatory between the library and the football field, the Nerds HQ. Ernest taunts us over what I can only assume are hidden speakers, and the nerds themselves use a variety of high-tech weapons to attack us. Weapons we can steal for ourselves like bottle rocket launchers, stink bombs, and their biggest gun is a mounted spud cannon, the thing literally firing tins of potatoes. The nerds go from social outcasts to full-blown mad scientists, turning the observatory into a fortress in quite a cool subversion of how easy you'd think they were. We bob and weave towards the gate, making the turret gunner run inside where we turn the turret against him and the building. We run inside and the next mission starts immediately for once, with Ernest giving a bit of a villain's speech, assuming we're here to beat him up.
Defeated my weakest compadres. You've just met your match.
I want us to be friends. I need your help.
I've had friends like you. The kind who treat you like dog muck on their shoes. No thanks, bud.
Come on.
It's my brains against your brawn. Welcome to hell, Jimmy Hopkins.
He uses another mounted spud cannon to fire down at us, and then a variety of cluster bombs. Really, we're just shooting down platforms he's running across to send him hurtling to the ground. The 2 squash their beef, and we have successfully vassalized the nerds under the banner of King Jimmy Hopkins, ready to go full hog against the Jocks. Of course, it wouldn't be a fresh chapter without some wacky missions, our first being our chemistry teacher dousing himself with fumes.
I know you're not there, devil!
Dr. Watts, sir, it's Hopkins. It's me, not the devil. He couldn't make it.
Go!
Are you okay?
Oh.
What did you do?
I was mixing chemicals for my research when there was an explosion!
He gets us to deliver a few packages which we believe are Walter White's special sauce, but it turns out to be hair growth formula. We sneak some pictures of the head cheerleader for Ernest, allegedly part of his big Get the Jocks scheme, but really it's for his personal stash. The nerds rig up the carnival funhouse to be full of traps to take out some Jocks, and when that quest commences, not only do they accurately predict future slang, they also switch to fantasy speak at Jimmy's request.
Yeah, well, Cat, looks like your homies took care of some lames for us.
What's my quest?
Ah, right. Salutations, Sir James.
Some of these traps look like they would literally kill people, and the quests seem to already have increased complexity compared to the earlier chapters. There's quite a few fun circular quests where, because we smashed our way into the observatory, the nerds no longer have it running for when the Jocks attack. and so we have to do the reverse of the mission, defending the place, manning the turret. Chapter 4 stands out to me as the peak of Bullies gameplay fun, though I imagine a few of you watching preferred different chapters, so go ahead and tell me why in the comments. We steal the mascot's uniform in a mini boss fight to prepare for causing some chaos at the next football match. That's where the big scheme's going to go down. And there's another one of those circular quests, where we befriend the cheerleader by removing the pictures we took of her that have been posted around the town by the nerds. Despite that and Ernest being a massive perv, the assault on the big game goes off as one big coordinated strike by Jimmy and the nerds, with us placing a lot of practical jokes in place. Weeing in their water cooler, gluing the benches, and most psychotically of all, strapping firecrackers to the game ball, sadly slaying one of the Jocks.
Interception!
When the Jocks come out to face us on force, the football team work as a team to get us, with us needing to use the dynamite balls to take the team down before we can get our way to the quarterback. It's all rather cinematic, and you don't even need to fight the quarterback, you just need to sack him in front of the school. With that, we've conquered the school, in arguably the quickest chapter in the game, but using the same methods as the others. There's still one chapter left, with a new faction seemingly coming out of the void.
Beat them all in front of everybody! Thanks for your help, Petey. Oh, this is gonna be great.
So here I am, suddenly the king of the school. I never meant for things to turn out this way. I just wanted to control a couple of psycho kids and be left alone. But now I guess I'm certainly going to live the good life.
Our group of friends is now the head of each clique, and everyone seems to be getting along for once. But here's the subtle shift. Jimmy isn't uniting the school anymore, he's on top of it. Every faction now answers to him, and Gary's been watching from the shadows.
What you doing later?
Just remember, Jimmy, not everybody likes you.
Correct. They love me.
Well, what about Gary?
Gary?
Voice of Reason Petey raises that point of we've still not dealt with Gary, aren't we celebrating a bit early? Well, the chapter is named The Rise and Fall of Jimmy Hopkins. Making a mark is our first major mission, and once again pride gets the best of us, with some terrible influences whispering on our ear, and us choosing to ignore the Voice of Reason Petey. King Jimmy, having abandoned the ways of the samurai and the skater, decides to spray paint a tag on City Hall itself. When we get back to the dorm, Petey is waiting there to tell us we have a problem.
I've only been gone a couple hours. What could have happened?
All kinds of things. You remember that promise you made about restoring law and order and improving the school? Let's just say it ain't exactly coming true.
Well, if anyone wants a fight, I'm right here.
I think Gary must be behind it, but trust me, everyone wants a fight.
We've been gone for what appears to be a couple of hours, and already all the law and order we've put in place is gone. Every faction has gone rogue on us. As we pass the mission, we could see the respect ratings drop massively for all but the newest faction, the Townies. Jimmy never actually dismantled the hierarchy, so he just placed himself on top of it. He was gone for a few hours, and so the whole system collapsed. All of our next missions concern major calamities befalling the kingdom of Bullworth, and the gentry blaming the king Jimmy Hopkins. Someone has released rats in the library, setting the nerds against us. They've lit the gymnasium on fire, setting the Jocks against us. Johnny Vincent's been sent to the asylum, the Greasers are against us. And they've also vandalised the Preps boxing club, stealing their boxing trophies. Again, they're against us. Jimmy is getting all of the blame here because of a masterstroke by Gary of causing a lot of chaos and controlling the narrative. He frames Jimmy as the common denominator for every problem, and all the factions eat it up. Despite getting evidence, the Townies were involved in every incident. We have photos to back it up, but our former friends still don't believe us. We do make a new friend from the Townies, Zoe, who had been kicked out of Bullworth before trying to whistle blow on the perverted gym teacher. We make sure he gets his comeuppance though.
Yuck! God damn, I stink! I'm gonna have to shower for days with bleach! This is worse than when I got hazed!
Worst of all, someone told the principal we were the one who tagged City Hall, and he's got some stern words for us indeed.
You painted obscene graffiti on the town hall, boy. I have it on good authority it was you.
Oh yeah? Then who squealed? Tell me that.
A commendable pupil did feel the need to tell me you were responsible for this outrage.
Gary Smith! Look, I may have painted a few jokes on the town hall, but that kid likes to torture people.
Gary Smith is the next head of this school. He's responsible, courteous, and not afraid of being an unpopular leader.
You are blind, old man, blind!
And you are leaving.
We're expelled, but keep our room until we either fix this mess, or our mum comes back from her cruise. For the actual fixing of the mess Gary's sown, We decide to recruit Russell as our remaining bit of muscle to break into the Townies factory hideout. See, the bullies themselves arguably haven't gone against us. He's also stolen a police motorcycle with little explanation how or why. We fight our way deeper and deeper into the compound until we're now climbing around bits of broken factory equipment, with us having to fight the leader of the Townies, a kid named Edgar, and we of course do what we've been doing all year: isolate the leader, beat them in their own turf, and absorb their loyalty. It turns out Gary was the one who put the Townies up against the school. Edgar decides to join our side so that we can get revenge on Gary. We find Russell, who at this point is on the run from the police for stealing that bike, and we manage to get him and the Townies to help us storm the school.
Damn, they're locked. Don't worry, Russell will get it.
We almost have a mini boss rush against each faction, but in weakened forms, with Russell having our back as the school has descended into absolute chaos. All the buildings in some state of mess, some of them on fire, and open warfare across the school between all the students. The exact opposite of what we had worked so hard to set up. We go looking for Gary after dealing with them, with Russell saving us from getting busted by the prefects. We do lose our slingshot though. We climb to the rooftop, chasing after Gary, and he gives a great villain speech here.
Gary! Moron!
Why'd you do it, Gary?
Why not? I won! I tricked everyone! Starting with you, the head, the loser kids in town, and the prefects. Me! I won!
You are sad, man.
I might be sad, but I run your world, moron! And don't you forget it! You did all my dirty work for me, Hopkins. You're like a puppet, only dumber!
Whatever. Let's finish this.
When we actually catch up to the little sociopath, we ask him why he did all this. He's just plain evil. Evil and paranoid. Honestly, a very well written villain, or at least a very memorable one, if I'm being blinded by nostalgia there. We engage in a boss fight against Gary, and it's fitting that it ends on the school rooftop. Not in a classroom, not in a hallway, but above everything where both of them wanted to be. Eventually smashing through floors of scaffolding until we crash through a skylight into the principal's office.
Smith! I heard the whole thing! You're expelled! Come and untie me, boy!
Yes, sir. Sorry, didn't see you there.
He'd not only been tied up by Gary, but he heard the whole exchange, expelling Gary on the spot and backtracking our expulsion. Jimmy manages to finally get his head straight and get a few favours out to his friends here, getting Zoe re-enrolled and PT to be head boy at the school. Gary's gone and peace is restored, and with that, this fever dream of a game is complete. From there, you're just in open free roam and you're able to finish any classes or missions you might have left there. But let's conclude. In the end, Bully isn't really about beating up every clique in school as you might have expected. It's a story about power between a bunch of teenagers playing adult. Bully starts with Jimmy as the new kid, not a samurai or skater at this point, but he's already pretty powerful as a solo agent, having been expelled so many times and building up this reputation of being a bad boy. He starts fighting against the current state of the school as some bully anti-hero, and at first it feels like we're fixing things. The bullies go down, the preps get humbled, the greasers fall apart, and the nerds and jocks are brought to heel. One by one, various tyrants are dealt with by King Jimmy. But Jimmy never actually dismantles the systems that were established. He just climbs it. At no point is he shown to ever be the brains of any operation. He's almost cowboy-like as he takes down all these different desperados without any strategy to it. Every chapter follows the same pattern: isolate the leader of a faction, beat the faction publicly, and absorb their loyalty. By chapter 5, the school isn't united because the hierarchy is gone, it's united because everyone's scared of Jimmy. He sits at the top of it, some sort of chewing gum glue bridging all the factions together. Removing him for a few hours, everything collapses. He never really brought about much change, he just scared everyone into doing what he said. That's why the rooftop fight is so great. It's not just hero versus villain, it's two boys who both wanted control, colliding at literally the highest point in the school. Gary's the brains, Jimmy the brawn, different methods but they're after the same goal. When Gary falls, peace comes to Bullworth. You get Zoe returning, PT becoming the head boy, all the cliques calming down, but the peace could easily be disrupted if a new Gary came or if Jimmy left. Jimmy isn't a saint, he's cocky, impulsive, a bit of a dick really. He only changes when he learns a harsh lesson from Gary, and that's why he only really considers PT's needs after the final fight, despite PT supporting us throughout the whole game. Bully, for a wacky game, has kind of earned its nostalgia goggles for me. It's got really excellent writing, a unique premise, and I really struggle to write this as a play-by-play story video. I think you need that internal analysis rather than just taking it beat by beat to see what makes it excellent. Rockstar do know how to write a memorable narrative, but for now, over and out, Smooth Brains.
You know what, kid? I like your style. You got guts.